In the room were 8 beds, arranged dormitory-wise, 4 down each side. Each bed was covered with fresh linen, lace-edged pillows, and a blue silk coverlet. In the centre of the room was a large table, loaded with sweetmeats and fruit, and glasses for drinks. All the clowns had followed us, and were dancing and tumbling all over the floor, playing their flutes, juggling with oranges, and throwing their absurd tall hats in the air. My father showed me my bed, for I was to sleep in this house for a day or two. It was under a window, and I felt momentarily happier, for from here I could watch the garden and see Inja and Mehmed at their play. The doctor came in. Instinctively I glanced away from him over to the fat boy. His cheeks were wobbling with terror, and his knees trembling so violently beneath the long robe that I wondered how they were to support him at all. His fear communicated itself to me. I wanted to run, to shout, to call for my mother, to feel the comfort of Inja's arms about me. I looked at my father and felt my lower lip begin to quiver uncontrollably. He stooped over me, and I still have the memory of his face, the kind, gentle face, that lonely, shut-away face I loved so dearly. He was willing me to be brave, and his fingers closed tightly over my icy hand. "It's all right," he comforted me softly, so the others should not hear. "Just be brave for one little minute more, and then it will all be over." The doctor looked at all of us standing so docilely with our fathers and began to shout with laughter. "What?" he said happily. 8 children in one room and not a sound to be heard." He looked at me. "You are the youngest," he said, "so you shall come first." He took my hand and peered into my face. "I don't really believe you are afraid," he said. "There's no need to be afraid, you know. I never hurt good boys, and your father tells me you are a very good boy indeed. Come," he insisted to my stubborn and disbelieving face. "You will see, I shall not hurt you." He took my arm and led me to an adjoining room, a small, bare room to strike fresh terror into an already terrified heart. The colonel stood me on a table which had been specifically placed in the centre of the room. I faced the window, the colonel on one side of me and my father on the other. The doctor busied himself with a black bag and boiling water, and after a minute, which seemed a year, approached the table. "Now, just be a good child and stand still," he commanded. But it was unnecessary for him to waste his breath, for I could not have moved if I had tried. My legs were rooted immovably to the table, and my icy body turned cold. I turned my head away as I caught sight of a little shimmering instrument, and the doctor said heartily, "Come, Husnu Bey, let us see what sort of man your son is." My father lifted my robe, baring my legs and the lower part of my body. "Open your legs," commanded the doctor. His voice no longer sugared, but with the voice of a man intent upon performing some duty. "Wider," he roared. I tremblingly obeyed. I remembered that the colonel held my ankles from behind me, whilst my father pinioned my arms tightly. The doctor came nearer. I closed my eyes and was ready to die. There was a slight stinging feeling, and suddenly it was all over. I had been circumcised, and my fears had been groundless. Nevertheless, I screamed lustily. Screaming was such an exquisite relief to my overwrought nerves that I continued long after the need for it was over. The colonel carried me back to the large room, meeting the second victim in the doorway. I was put into bed. Clowns played their music and turned somersaults for my benefit, and I felt proud and important. I had intended to eat many sweets, but nature had her way with me, and very soon I slept. When I awoke, the circumcision was over for everyone, and the music of the orchestra came faintly and sweetly from the salon. The clowns had all gone. It was night, and the stars looked very near and brilliant in a cloudless sky. Laughter and music and the chink of glasses came stealing up from downstairs, and all the other boys slept. I was drowsy and contented, and I turned on my side and went to sleep again. Next morning, I awoke to sunlight and peals of laughter.